So now in a snake pit, first thing you should do is you should always explore all the rooms, because the treasure rooms are very worthwhile. They're extremely easy and they give you a speed, so why not? These guys you really don't need to worry about. They're basically weak. As long as you have somewhat decent armor, they should be hitting you for 1s and 3s, and therefore you should be safe. Just stay a little bit back when you break these, because those big snakes can and do a decent amount of damage. So you just kite them like this. This is kiting. You just go around in circles. The rooms are perfectly designed for that. You just go around like that, and you're done. And you just keep doing that in each room. Now these medium guys, they can do a bit of damage, but they're barely worth it. So I usually just, circle the room once or twice, try to kill off a couple of them, and then I just go back to digging. Let's go this way. Oh, this is a treasure room. Okay, so the tutorials of these are really easy, actually. The only issue is, when you step on that, you spawn this big snake here, and it drops the speed. Issue is that you're stuck over here, and often you'll sit here and you'll just shoot at him like that, and he will start slowly coming towards you, and you can get cornered. So I'll show you how that kind of happens. If you're sitting here like this, now sometimes it doesn't happen, but there is a chance. You can see how if you got closer, I would get cornered. So you kind of want to stay a little bit ahead, but don't necessarily cross these two arrows, because those arrows do make you bleed. If he gets too close, it's worth just rushing and not even trying to dodge those little arrows at this point. You can just, because you're probably not skilled enough at dodging to dodge the arrows and get through here. You just do that, now he's far away again. And as long as he's far away, his shots are slow and easy to dodge, so you can sort of step in between any two rows of arrows fairly easily. You see there, he kind of started to rush at me, and if I was stuck in that corner, I would have had nowhere to go. And now he's dead, drops the speed potion, you bring it to your inventory, and then you get auto-nexus by something. That was odd. Oh, my hand's off key. My bad. I accidentally hit nexus instead of rotate right. But anyways, yeah, you get your pot, you drink it. And that'll up your speed by 1. Now I'm going to pause the video and start it again when I'm actually in another snake pit. So, alright, so I got to another boss room. I accidentally left the other one. I see a lot of people who don't do the boss rooms. They just come into the treasure rooms and then they leave because they think the boss is too dangerous. But if you just keep a move on, just always pretend there's a bullet chasing you. Then the angel snakes don't have much to do. If you're healing class, you can heal off the mini snakes. Otherwise, you can always just hide behind these things to heal yourself during bouts at it. And I mean, as long as you keep moving, you really shouldn't get slowed that often. Now this part's the tricky part, is when she has the blinds and the poisons. Because the poisons are almost invisible when you're blind, you're going to want to probably hide behind a wall whenever you get blinded. But I mean, you just sit here, medium range, so the angel ghosts don't keep, the angel snakes don't keep, wiping you down, and then you just, see I got slowed, but even when you're slowed, it's not the end of the world. So you just go around, especially once you start upping your speed, which is what this is for, you find it's no big deal at all. So you just keep doing this, And remember that no enemy is actually solid. You can walk right through an angel ghost, and you'll have a very, very small chance of getting slowed, because they don't shoot very often. So if there's one in your path, don't go around it. Just go through it. They don't do enough damage for that to be dangerous. They don't have a shotgun. Only things with shotguns should you consider solid. Everything else you can consider as a turret that is not solid, like a ghost turret almost. Which means that if they're not shooting, feel free to run through them. But Steno, of course, has a shotgun like that. If I was sitting on top of her when she shoots her 6 blasts, I could very easily die in like 1 or 2 hits. But there we go, now she's dead. Now if you want, which I suggested, especially if you're new, you can just wait afterwards and just wipe these guys down, because they're easy at this point, right? Once they're without their Steno healing them, they're just healthy suckers that shoot massive damage in very short bursts. So, and you just wipe them down. Take a little bit of time. Pick up this. Is it good enough feed? It's hard to know whether it's good feed or not. It's on the edge of the snake skin. It's definitely on the edge. I think I'll think about feeding it. I don't usually pick up T9 stuff, because once you start farming the Godlands, you find those all the time. So just drink your speed pot. Now, one thing you should check is the edge. The edges of the room, because often there'll be another exit that'll lead you towards another treasure room. And you don't want to miss a treasure room because they're basically free speed pods, right? What else are they? I can't think. Well, free speed pods and sometimes even free gear. So you really don't want to be skipping treasure rooms. Because when's the next time you're going to find yourself a snake pit? It might take a while, as you guys saw earlier. So you just do this. Sneaking past them can be the hard part. You may want to be very careful when entering a room, because like as you can see, you can take a lot of damage from these medium snakes, and sneaking past them to start your massive strafing runs can be like difficult. And by strafing runs, I mean kitings. I think that's most of it. I've got a few rooms to double check. So I mean, I've got this area here, which could lead me to a treasure room, though it's not looking likely. Ah, or a dodging right there. Yeah, no treasure room here, so let's just kite them. Kite, 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 kite. If you keep moving in circles, they cannot touch you. Just keep kiting them. Where shall I find a treasure room? I might be able to find one branching off the entrance, and I might be able to find one up here. And not every snake pit will have a treasure room, but it's still very worthwhile checking every room to see if there's a treasure room. Unless you're really high level, in which case you might just want to rush through, do the boss, run out. But that's once you have basically all your speeds, and maybe if you're down by one speed, you can do that. So yeah, here's the treasure room. See, because I checked every room, I found the treasure room, and now I can do my awesome treasure room dance and wipe this guy down. Going down. Get my little corners. I'm gonna run. It's got bleeding off the thing, but it's not really a significant amount of bleeding. If you get hurt, you can always heal, or run away and heal. And of course, you want to pick up his drops. I doubt that's a treasure room, but so as to not be a hypocrite, I will go and check it out. Now, this becomes a lot less tedious the more you do, because the more you do it, the more speed you have, and therefore you can just rush through these much faster because you can get to the end. Any room without those large snakes in it is pretty much safe to rush through. The medium snakes can be dangerous, but I mean, as you can see, it's really just these big snakes that really make a difference. I would 100% recommend screen rotation. Get used to it. It's good. It helps. It lets you see ahead. You have a very limited screen space in this game, so you want to make the most of it, which means that do you want to see evenly around you, or do you want to see it what you're fighting? Evenly around you might be good in a situation where you're going to be surrounded a lot, but if you're not going to be surrounded a lot, I would say it should be fine to do the off-center. I mean, you can always center yourself and still use screen rotation. It's just not nearly as effective. See, now I feel blinded. I feel like I can't see ahead of me. But when I do this, all of a sudden I can see all the way ahead. I know what's coming up, and nothing can get the drop on me. Now, at least once you should go through the victory portal, but the portal of cowardice works just as well. No point wasting your time. And yeah, that's what you do to max your speed. You just repeat that until your speed stat gets yellow, which at Necromancers happens at level 50. Not level 50, speed at level of 50. So yeah,